Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to a brand spanking new episode of ReConnected. I'm still Matt. This is still Josh.
This isn't very original.
Hey, listen, I'm putting effort in. Lewis, are you happy?
You sound like the Spiffing Brit, but like an off-brand worse version of the Spiffing Brit.
Well, it sure as hell is different from last week.
I mean, that's true. And it's definitely an improvement, but like...
Oh, thank you. Wow, sorry, do my ears deceive me?
I mean, greater than negative is always a positive, Matt.
Is that a compliment? Lewis, I think...
my position has been stated.
Lewis, I think I just got... Josh, I think I just got complimented by Lewis. The world has gone upside down.
He's a mathematician, though.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, what does that mean?
I'm just saying. I just thought Matt that it's an important piece of information that Matt should be aware of.
But also, Josh and I know what we mean. You just don't, Lewis. It's just something you're gonna have to deal with now.
I find it funny that on the podcast I come across as like a very rigid mathematical guy, but if you know me properly, I just don't care.
Oh boy.
If you don't Lewis in real life, he's a very rigid mathematical guy.
Oh no, that's not true.
Oh, he's just
all
rigid.
I will listen. All I will say is, if you meet him in real life and you're walking down the street with him, just make sure to keep to the right.
That's true.
That's all I'll say.
No, wait. If you're walking down the street, like, towards me, you stand on the left. Like, don't be a degenerate here, right? Like, you want to pass each other, not bump into each other. Don't make me think, you morons. God, Matt, clearly you've not studied game theory. Otherwise, you would know that we would both end up with a -1 there, and if we both stick to the left, we'd end up with a +1.
Josh, I'm going to hurt him already.
I don't understand what he's talking about.
I'm trying.
So, as is usually customary for us with the start of the episode, Lewis, do you want to start, or shall I start the feedback from last episode?
Well, I'll obviously start the feedback, because I've got something that you've seen in the show notes and really pissed you off.
It's so pedantic.
But listen, okay, there's a story attached to this. So last week...
Oh my God!
Last week, if you were listening, you would have heard me talk about like pipes and fluid flows and stuff.
Oh,
it's less technical than that, but still equally boring. And I accidentally said meter instead of liter, which implies a velocity, and it's obviously not. Forgive me. But here's the reason for this. So there's a YouTuber called H-Bomber Guy, and he has this takedown video of Paul Joseph Watson, where Paul Joseph Watson, who's reading from a script, says millimeter instead of milliliter, and gets relentlessly mocked for it. So no, super aware when I do it.
He gets stupidly mocked for that?
Yeah, because he's reading from a script and adding to it. And like most of his argument is entirely wrong.
Oh
like,
my
you're
God.
a professional speaker who could redo the take, and don't say millimeter, say milliliter instead, which is a volume as opposed to a distance.
They might not have noticed it, though. It's such a small mistake.
Yeah, but like...
Listen,
you should be able to see that. Like, you should pick up on that, because that's an important detail, hypothetically.
We're all human, goddammit.
It's true.
Yeah, we're all human. Which is why we should correct our mistakes and not mock others for trying to correct them, Matthew.
No, I think it's fair.
Hang on, whoa.
It's a tiny
Whoa. I'm sorry. Did you just criticize me for outlining a mistake that you made? Because you never do that with me. Ever.
No, because you criticized me while I was trying to correct a mistake, as opposed to criticizing you when you made a mistake. Big difference. You were punishing, like, a positive action. I was punishing a severely negative action, which makes me think less of you.
Okay, Mr.
That is you making a mistake.
Well,
of course.
For once...
you must be perfect. I am allowed to be fallible.
Fine, sure. Okay, Mr. Pedantic. Well, for once, I actually did get stuff right from last episode, which was going to be my feedback. And what do you know? I actually did get stuff right. So two things. first of all, I said that you could never be about 70 miles from, more than 70 miles from the sea in the UK, which is actually correct. There's a town called Cotton in the Elms in Derbyshire, which is the furthest place from the sea in the United Kingdom, which is 70 miles or 113 kilometres. And then there was a guy who sold the Eiffel Tower. In fact, he sold it twice. His name was Victor Lustig. And not only that, there was also another great one that I read, which was that he did a money box scam when he did a boat trip from New York to France. And throughout the whole week or so of the trip, he would show people this box that would basically print money, it would seem. And people would get more and more amazed by it as he continued to print money with this box. And so by the end of the trip, people, because people were constantly asking to buy it off of him. And he would only sell it when it had bidded up to the highest amount by the end of the trip, sold it to someone else. And before they could realise what a scam it was, he would jump off the boat and run around in Paris.
So I don't want to rain on Matt's parade here. But,
Oh, God.
But both of these are in the show notes of last week.
Okay, well, people might not read the show notes, so...
And they should, because clearly there is a lot of information in those.
So much work.
No, Lewis just wants people to read the show notes because he sometimes puts little hidden Easter egg jokes in them, and it makes him very, very
It's
happy.
very, very infrequent that they go in there.
But it makes him very, very happy when they are.
Yeah. There's one that hasn't been down for obvious reasons, because no one's looked at the show notes, that I just, very proud of.
Is this
But
the one
don't
you
worry,
showed
guys.
me?
Yeah, it's the one I
Wait,
showed
sorry.
you.
Okay.
Wait, sorry. In this week's show notes?
No.
Yeah, it's
It's old. But there's one more piece
okay.
of follow-up that we have to go through, which is about holidays.
Oh, God.
Because, of course, we were talking about, how holidays are a waste of time, and no one
No,
should
no,
do them.
no, no.
We were
You
in
were going on
universal
about that.
agreement.
You were going on about that.
I don't
I
recall.
feel like that's wrong.
But it's fine, because I've come up with an infallible argument.
I'll have you now.
Yep. I don't need holidays because I've got a sine and a cosine to get a tan. That's my joke. That's my one joke of the week.
What? Oh, he
People
made
go on
some
holiday-
stupid...
Yeah,
he
people go
made
on
some
holiday to get
stupid
tans.
maths joke,
Okay,
didn't he?
okay. Let's vote on whether this is going to be a disconnected just involving me and Matt. I'm in favour.
All in favour say aye.
Aye.
Right,
Oh,
that's
nay.
it.
Oh, two
But
to
I own the
one.
website, so
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first ever non-Lewis Disconnected episode.
Yeah.
I think you actually mean the first non-Lewis episode entirely.
Yeah? Yeah, but hang on, wait, but you
I
didn't
could
say
just
that
cut
when
your
I was
audio
not
track
there.
out of this.
That's
No,
true.
The thing is, Matt, that you weren't there the first time you missed an episode, and you can't listen to it because there was never a proper edit done, so you don't know if we said that.
That's true.
So actually,
But as Lewis,
the
but Lewis,
first disconnected is actually the second disconnected, and therefore the second episode you've not been there for.
Josh, I hate him. I'm gonna hurt him.
Well, he's not here.
Yeah, I'm not
You
here.
can't.
You're right,
Wait,
you're right,
it's
you're
been
right.
cut.
You're
Yeah.
right. We're just Josh and I
We've
just
been
talk like
talking
it's
to
just
no
us two
one
now.
for a while. That's been weird.
Anyway, how have you been, Josh?
I'm good. I'm good.
You good? You good? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy last week talking about holidays, a bit mad, wasn't
He was just entirely wrong.
he? Entirely.
Yeah. It's a good job he's not here to defend himself.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Otherwise, we'd never hear the blooming end of it.
Yeah. He's making stupid maths jokes as well.
Oh, doesn't he? I mean, just the whole thing with maths. I mean, why do we need it?
You see, I don't think we do.
I mean, maths. What's the point?
Oh my! No! Stop with the maths puns.
Why? 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 Oh my
I
god!
couldn't say the joke because it wouldn't come across, but the joke is, if you can't see the show notes, math puns are the first sign of madness.
Oh, it hurts.
You're not going to explain it?
What?
It's probably best.
What the maths pun is?
Yeah. I imagine there's some people that wouldn't get it.
I mean,
Just
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah. There
this is
might be
actually
one or two.
one of the worst maths jokes I've ever seen. Ignore the bottom bit. I just had to.
Wait.
It's just sorry. I had to pull it from like a Tumblr post, but it's the I ate some pie and it was delicious joke, which I absolutely hate. So I sat next to someone during my sixth form like days, and they had this shirt on a lot,
A lot.
and yeah,
Oh.
it was like
no.
a jumper so that you could wear it for multiple days, and it was winter, so like you would wear this. I hate this joke because like it's perfectly fine, but it's just so overdone.
Yeah.
I'm still confused how you get I out of the square root of -1.
That's what I is. That's how I is defined in complex algebra, or just complex
Oh.
numbers in general. I
That'll
is
be
square root
like-
-1.
Okay, so
I
that'll
like
be
how
why I
three
didn't
of
get
those are like really quite basic, and then that other one is a few. It feels like it's quite a few levels above. I don't know if that's true though.
I mean, most people know that the square root of -1 is I.
it. Do they?
I don't think
Yeah.
that's true.
I mean, most people I know, and I mean that's how examples work, right? Me in my maths course, where we've all studied complex numbers, 100% of us know what the square root of -1 is. So,
Yeah, but that's.
seems like 100% of people know, Josh.
I mean, you can't really argue with that. That's true.
Yeah.
We've also been warned by Lewis that if we don't say anything interesting, he can take up 6 hours of this podcast,
Oh
apparently,
no.
with the discussion of a certain game and its flaws. So we've been consciously avoiding.
That's not what I said. What I said
Try
was,
and-
if you would so like, if you would so desire, if you run out of things to say, it's fine because I can go through my 6-hour critique of Warframe. Just like off the cuff.
Off the cuff.
Yeah,
Completely.
off the cuff.
That's
I won't for obvious reasons.
because you can't.
Naturally obvious reasons.
No, because the show's 2 hours long, and it's just like
Right. What I will
I
say,
get
though,
halfway
sure?
through complaining about the story and the fact that Lotus is an inconsistent character that has like 3 different motivations that none of which like converge into one uniform motivation. And it is all dumb and it's a lot of retcons and like that's where I would get stuck, in like that's where I'd cut off.
Yeah.
what I will say is I have been bitten by the NGU idle bug, and I don't understand how.
Because the numbers are going up, and that slight progress is like a dopamine hit every time you look at it.
It somehow is, and I hate the fact that it is, because I don't want to have to play this goddamn game as much as I am.
You don't want to, but you will.
Don't
It's
worry,
like crack.
I will. I
There'll
naturally
be-
will.
There'll be some times where you just don't really do anything for like a few days, and because there's not really, you're doing like one very
Small thing.
small task that just takes forever to do, and that's the only real way you can make progress.
I mean, for me, I spend 24 hours and I do about 4 things in that time, and it's all at the end. So
it's
to
all
me,
at the end.
this is why when Joanna, because they stopped playing the game, because they thought it was taking way too much time out of my day to do. I was constantly looking at it. I don't get that feeling because there's nothing for me to actually click on during the day, really. It's sort of just like, I
Right.
could, in theory, do things, but it would be a lot of sit and wait for 500 perk points to generate so I can buy a Fibonacci perk, and then wait for 5, and it would just be like, what's the point? No, I'll go and play some Nova Drift. That's a game
Overdrift?
do recommend.
I don't think I've heard of that one.
You guys are the worst. I swear to God.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is this a game that I should know about?
Yes.
Like what is it?
It's a little arcade game like Asteroids, and I think let's take a look. Oh, look! It was mentioned in Dark Forces Stress Free at the very beginning.
Okay.
Oh, look
Okay.
at that!
I remember
just before NGU Idol. Huh.
I remember like 2% of whatever is said by anyone. I don't.
I mean,
have a
that's
good
not even
memory.
on the podcast. That's just in real life.
Yeah. It's really
You just
tough.
You just tell stuff, Josh. You just tell Josh stuff, and it's like, if he can remember about a sentence of it, it's you're on a good run.
Well,
have
let's
to try
put this to the
remember
test
things.
then. Josh, I got a high score in Nova Drift today. I'm very proud of myself. It was 463,000 points. It's not very high, but it's
If
the
you
best I
ask-
can do.
Yeah.
If you ask him to recite that number,
I don't have the full number. I've only got the three significant digits or three significant figures of that number.
I'm struggling to even remember what the figure is now.
463,000.
Okay.
I knew that.
I do just making sure, just giving you the the extra.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
We're not. I'm fairly
That's good,
certain we're
Matt.
not.
But you know what we should be concerned about?
I don't know.
What?
Lewis, enlighten me.
Australia.
D&D.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's a bit more
of
important.
course. Of course. The most
So,
important of topics.
We've been
This
watching
week's-
D&D recently. The last 3 episodes, it's been right at the end, and we've been really not giving it much attention. And we really rushed through a lot of things. So I thought we'd take a nice slow goodbye to Nezin, who has recently departed the party after a long, crippling struggle with alcoholism and gambling addiction, and has now moved away from Waterdeep, and will be, I don't remember where, but they will be setting up their own tavern elsewhere.
Oh, well, that's good. Although
Good
it's
for
not
them.
so good that they'll be near alcohol all the time. That doesn't seem like
I think
That
they've
sounds
given
a little
that
bit
up.
problematic.
Oh, I
Yeah,
say
but
I
they're
think they've
gonna
given
be
that up.
around it all
Immediately
the
before
time,
they
that's-
left, they did lose a drinking competition to the Gold Dragon.
That's-
And we all did, to be fair.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. We were going to cheat, right? So what we were
Oh,
going
no.
to do was we were going to set it up because we didn't know Nesmond was leaving. It was just sort of dropped on us. But we were going to have a party to celebrate us, freeing the money from the Waterdeep Dragon Vault. And we'd just been shopping. We just reopened the tavern again. We're having another grand reopening in 90 days if anyone wants to join. We've opened this tavern so many times. We keep refurbishing or getting sabotaged or things, But we've decided on a name for the tavern. We've been sort of umming and ahhing about it, should we call it the Screaming Orphan or the Manticore or the
Screaming
Manticore's
Orphan.
Jaw or who knows?
I mean,
We
the
finally
Screaming Orphan
settled-
really does have a twang to it, doesn't
I mean,
it?
it does when you remember that it used to be an orphanage where a hag used to eat people.
Yeah, that'll do
Orphans.
it. That'll do it.
But we've decided instead we've settled on Phantom Brew because our bartender is a ghost.
Ah,
A
very good.
literally invisible ghost that pours drinks.
Oh, that's not terrifying.
Yeah,
So-
that's a little weird. I'm gonna be honest.
And, well, I mean, it's an appealing thing, though. That's what draws
I mean-
people to the tavern.
I guess,
I mean, listen, it's not like many other taverns are going to have that.
No, I mean, what does the Yawning Portal have? An immortal guy who seems to not remember anything he does when he dies. Well, if you say no one knows that. And he comes from the Undermountain, probably.
Sure.
God. Gotta love that guy, though. Good old Dernan.
God, I love him.
So,
I have no
We-
idea
we
who you're
were
talking
sure.
about, but sure.
we were gonna rig the drinks. We were gonna have Nezin... Because Nezin has never lost a drinking contest up until now. Literally never.
Ever.
So we were gonna have a big final opening the tavern. We're going for it. We're gonna have a great time. Where our drinks were gonna be non-alcoholic and his were gonna be alcoholic. So no matter what we rolled, we would pass. And then Mert turned up. He was in the tavern already, but he was like, "I'll drink with you," and they were like, "Oh no, wait, hang on."
Wait a minute.
We can't do that. Mert wants a drink, clearly, and we can't tell him it's a drinking contest and then give him booze so that we automatically win. That seems a bit cheap.
You were
So
gonna do
we
it.
ended up having to drink anyway. Although
Oh, God.
I did beat Nezin, and that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
That's all you wanted to do.
Tim has to prove that he's superior, especially given that he won't get the chance anymore. This was an important thing for him.
Right.
He needed one final victory over him.
Yeah. So we did that.
Yeah, I
it was
guess
nice.
makes sense.
We spent an hour and a half to 2 hours shopping, though. God.
What?
Damn.
Because we just got a load of gold. We were buying magical items and deciding where we were going to put our gold before we went into the sort of the 90-day downtime where our sort of establishment is being refurbished and we're doing side jobs for whatever guild we want to do side jobs for. And canonically this is going to happen 2 sessions from now because next session we're doing Pokemon. But it's D&D Pokemon.
Oh yeah, we were also told by
really?
Lewis before the start of this episode that apparently it's going to be an hour and 45 of just purely Pokemon. So you're actually 5 minutes under, Lewis. So you better get going if you want to do an hour.
Well, I said an hour and a half,
Pokemon.
first of all, so I still have time. And
Okay,
second
you
of all,
got 10 minutes. Yeah.
I could do it.
You could. I'm not going to doubt
sure
you.
anyone
I sure as hell
wants
don't
this,
want you
but-
to, but I'm not going to doubt you could.
I'll do something for you, Matt. How about that? We'll give a little taste of what could have been.
Hmm.
So this really comes back to how I'm a sadist. No, I'm a masochist. Sorry. Difference.
There is a difference.
Josh, would you like to tell the nice people what my my rules for fighting Pokemon at the moment are?
So
The sigh
Pokemon
is always a
X, just for
good.
the record.
The sigh is always a good start, especially with Josh.
okay. So
Here's the thing.
you've
Take your time,
previously
Josh.
done
Take your time. Compose
like,
yourself.
a living dex of, or you never completed it, did you? Of
It's pretty much done. It's missing like a Kyogre, but I thought I'd pick
really?
that up when I went through and grabbed the rest. Yeah, no, it's like
it's actually
almost-
almost done. That's
it's basically have to
impressive.
move one Pokemon over and catch one Pokemon, and then my Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire living dex is done. If you ignore Jirachi, which everyone does, because it's literally unobtainable.
Sure.
Okay.
Mythicals
I don't know.
don't count.
Okay. I'll.
This isn't me saying that, by the way.
Accept
This is just like
this.
the Pokedex doesn't care.
Okay.
There's 151 original Pokemon, and I don't think Mew counts.
Okay. Sure.
Okay,
Even though
look, sure.
it is
Whatever
one of
you
the
say.
150, isn't it? 150.
150 plus Mew, something like that. But
Okay,
Mythicals
okay.
don't count to your Pokedex, so I'm not counting them to mine.
Okay, sure. I think that's fair. But in
Thanks,
this,
dude.
yeah. Well, it's always good to have my approval. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's something everyone should need.
Some may say crucial.
So
Yeah.
do I have your approval for what I'm currently doing?
It's like on the fence.
Oh, okay.
So, well, we can let audience decide. Oh,
Oh yeah, those two people.
Oh.
who are also us.
Ooh. Maybe.
So we're asking
Probably.
we're asking ourselves from the future.
Probably me checking the links work.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're doing an even more insane challenge now.
It's not completely insane. There is one. Well, there are two ways I could have made it
Nah,
harder.
it
only-
is. It is probably.
It's only
completely
slightly
insane.
insane.
There are two ways I could have made it harder. All I'm saying.
So you're also doing a living dex, aren't you? This
I'm
time?
doing a living dex, which for anyone who doesn't know means I have to have a copy of every Pokemon in the Pokedex. Meaning,
Yeah.
on the 3-stage lines where you have like Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, I have to have a version of Caterpie, a version of Metapod, and a version of Butterfree into my PC.
Yeah. But you're also having to catch all of the Pokemon of whatever area you're currently in before you can move on to the next area.
Yes.
I'm sure was there something
And-
else?
They all get caught on Pokeballs.
Oh yeah. Oh. Well, that was true for the last one as well. And it was like that. See, that's the most annoying thing about this to me. It's just like catching every single Pokemon and like having a living dex. Sure, catch them all. It's like literally in the like
Name of the game.
tagline of the game. But it doesn't mention catching all of them inside of the regular Pokeball. That's
But it looks nicer.
yeah, but I don't know if it's worth like.
So you can only
realise
catch them inside regular Pokeballs.
like so many more hours. Just
I don't think I
trying
am,
to-
really.
Are you sure?
Yeah, my Pokeballs basically never fail.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So you've never once had a situation
I said
where
basically.
it's not been caught.
I said basically. Every Pokemon I've tried to catch, I have caught.
Not in your first Pokeball though.
No, not my first Pokeball. Some take 2 or 3.
Two or three.
Some a particularly tricksy. What was it? I believe it was a Rayhorn took 10.
Okay, 10 is still not too bad. Is that really the most?
Yeah, for this playthrough.
But okay.
Okay, one of them took 20, but it was a Groudon. I get forgiveness for Groudon.
Do you?
I still find it hard
way harder to catch.
I still find it hard to believe that Groudon only took 20 Pokeballs. I had so much worse luck when I was playing.
If you want to catch the main legendary without any trouble, immediately throw a quick ball. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it has a high chance of just catching outright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 times higher than just throwing a Pokeball at it.
That is
if
pretty
not
good.
more. So it's almost always worth giving it a go.
Yeah. Yeah,
I could have made this thing harder, Josh.
You could have.
I could have made this a Nuzlite.
What's Nuzlite?
So proper Nuzlocke is where you have to catch the first Pokemon you see in an area. If you don't catch it, you can't have it ever.
Oh, really?
All other encounters that you have to kill. Any Pokemon of yours that faints is dead and must go in either a death box or just be released. Your preference. If you black out, runs over, start again.
What?
Wow.
That's it. That's the rules.
Wow.
But they're really harsh because you can just lose it on the third Pokemon if you get unlucky.
Yeah, that sounds a little extreme, to say the least.
So
Awful.
I could have done Nuzlite, which is all of the rules are the same except you can catch any Pokemon you want.
Okay.
But you can only have one copy of them. Which,
So
if
you
you're doing a
wouldn't be able to
living
do-
dex, I would consider valid if you caught 5 of them. And then there's 4 evolutions. If you caught 4 of them and you were training those up, that's valid.
Yeah.
Because you have to duplicate at some point.
Yeah.
Almost
you'd
always.
need
Because unless you immediately
more.
evolve and then catch and evolve and then catch, which is just pointless. And I also could have done a Professor Oak challenge, which is way harder than what I'm doing.
What is
I'm doing
Professor
a
Oak
Professor Elm challenge because my rule is I have to catch a starter or a basic form of every Pokemon that I'm going for, but I don't have to evolve them at the moment. I just have to have them where they would go in the PC.
Okay.
Professor Oak challenge is you must evolve them. They must be all of the Pokemon you catch must be fully evolved before the next gym.
Oh, that's...
Wow.
So you have to have the Pokedex entry for them. Now, the stipulation here is that Professor Oak isn't a living dex.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm actually doing a Professor Sycamore, which is...
I didn't realize there were so many.
There aren't, I'm making them up. But Elm is worse than Sycamore in my eyes, and Oak is better than all of them. So Sycamore is a living dex, but you don't have to evolve them. And then Elm is you just have to catch them, but you don't have to do a living dex, and they don't have to be evolved. And then Oak is where you have to catch them and evolve them. Well, yeah, what would the living dex Oak be? Who knows? It doesn't matter, right? But basically, that's how I'm doing it, and it's infuriating Josh. Because Josh has been forced to help.
Yeah.
And I'm free.
Yeah,
You don't have
are.
Pokemon, Matt, otherwise I would drag you into it.
Hence why I'm free.
It's the reason
You say
never
free.
played it.
Honestly, all I'm hearing is that you're shackled by your own mind. Unable to comprehend the value that is Pokemon.
It's pretty valuable. Each game is so different.
Is he
from the
making this a
last.
big brain thing?
No, I'm not making this a big brain thing. I'm saying that you haven't experienced it, but not that you have a small brain.
I've played Pokemon before. I just don't play it now.
Sounds to me like you've never played Pokemon properly. Which is
Probably
my way,
not,
of
'cause I
course.
played
There's
it when I was
There's
younger.
no 2 ways to play games, Matt. You must do it my way.
Sounds about right.
Here goes the elitism again.
Because do you know how many different challenge runs there are for Pokemon?
Too
Josh,
many.
have you met Lewis before?
It's so many. Josh, you can play Red and Blue in reverse.
What?
Yeah,
Was
there's
that
like a
even-
reverse Pokemon challenge where you go like I think you have to do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You don't have to do the Elite Four, but the game gets easier as you play it.
Okay. So it's like the regular game, but
But
way more
backwards.
annoying and takes
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Now, why the hell would you want to do that?
Yeah.
Why would you want to study history? It's the
Wait,
same reason.
I don't.
Mm.
You
I
enjoy
really-
it.
I don't think
Yeah, but why do
people
you
enjoy
why do you
doing
enjoy something like
reverse
that?
challenge.
Why do you enjoy history? To me, it's boring numbers and reasons that you can never know. It's pointless speculation that doesn't amount to anything. But
Really?
this
I could say
Pokemon has some
I could say
definitive
it's-
answers.
It sounds like you were describing
what?
mathematics for a second then.
Nah, mathematics
It's-
is pretty rigid. It's a search for answers that you can find.
But when you were
Apart
saying
from
about
this one
pointless
thing that you're
numbers and
doing.
amounts to nothing but speculation,
Well, no, because all those numbers do things.
I
I
guess.
think that's the difference, is that the pointless numbers I study go somewhere.
They should put that on a banner for mathematics.
No, they shouldn't, because anyone who wants to study it already knows it.
They already know the misery they're getting into, but do it anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably the same for most university students.
Yeah, I mean, like, history doesn't need a banner to indicate how history-like it is. Right? And just like
How
Pokemon,
history-like
you know
it
what you're
is.
getting into. You don't need, like, a banner on Pokemon saying, like, this is going to be a really tedious activity. But what it could say is, it's something to do with your hands while you're watching TV.
I was going to say, that could have gone a whole load of different ways for a second when you started
Listen,
saying
Matt, you take your filth out of here.
that.
We are a PG podcast, you f***ing degenerate.
You have to admit that would be a very short-sighted tagline for them to have for this game.
Something to do with your hands.
I think that would take a lot of just blindness.
Blindness.
I got a great idea.
Oh god, this is usually when the world
I'm
ends.
gonna market for like go into marketing for like the Sakura games,
Oh god.
Yeah.
because this is the tagline the Sakura games need.
What?
Something to do with your hands.
What? What? That's every game.
No, Matt, not Matt. Josh, you sound so similar. No.
Oh, we sound similar now?
Yeah,
That's racist against Matt's. I'm
I mean
calling it.
honestly, it's more of a
I take
compliment
offense
towards
to that.
Matt's.
Is it? Sure.
Well,
okay.
yeah, I mean, like, I would rather sound like Josh than you, so if you sound like Josh, that's a compliment.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Lewis. I'm deeply, deeply touched by your statement.
Well, I mean, you
I'm
say you never get
flattered.
complimented by me.
Josh, I'm gonna hurt him.
I wonder if you've said that every single episode.
You've definitely
the-
said it a lot in the last two.
Just the
Yeah.
last two. Because it started to get
He's had
bigger
good
and
reason
bigger.
to be fair.
Lewis, you better hope to all gods there are that could possibly exist that I don't make it back to Britain.
Oh no.
What are you gonna do? Kill me?
I really
Oh,
hope
no,
this
that would be
episode
far
doesn't age
too...
well.
That would have the fun go over far
we
too
hope it-
quickly.
I really hope this episode does age well, I mean.
But Matt does come over, tries to kill me, ends up dead.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Or
I
this
was
is the
more meaning-
posthumous
I hope
recording
indeed-
that is going to be released when I die in a plane crash over
Yeah,
the
that's-
Atlantic somewhere.
That's more.
I'll give the eulogy.
oh, great! As if I haven't been mocked enough. I
It
don't
is
have to...
unfortunate that Matt died at insert coordinates his plane went down. It was a shame they never found the wreckage.
Oh my god! I'm just imagining like there's like, you know, like there's there's like the picture of me up with the placard and like rest in peace, and then it's just like, and now to give the eulogy, Lewis, and then the whole crowd's like,
Oh, Christ.
I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty good at giving eulogies, Matt. I've never given one.
But you give mine really good.
Yeah, no, I'd be the best. It'd be the best eulogy you've ever seen.
But
Well, actually, it would probably be the only eulogy you never see.
I was going to say, yeah, no,
You literally wouldn't be there.
ha, very funny.
They're not quite accurate though, because you didn't see my granddad's eulogy, and that happened. So
you're right. I didn't see your granddad's eulogy. Is that some surprising statement?
well, I said it's the only eulogy you didn't see, right? But that would imply you've seen every other eulogy everywhere.
Yeah, which I definitely haven't.
But I'd write a killer eulogy. I'd be like, this is how I'd start it, right?
Oh,
I'd be like, Matt Phillips did a podcast. He shouldn't have.
Oh.
None of us should have, really. So, what was the point?
The point was, and then you go into advertising your pitch.
The point was, if we hadn't done this, you could have never have been exposed to the excellence that is Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh my god!
And do you remember
no.
that Matt was able to record 13 episodes before his plane miraculously came down back from Canada? Sorry, did I say miraculously? Mysteriously.
and you can listen to all of them on Spotify.
Well, we'll put a premium on it though, because
iTunes.
Only your parents will want to see it a lot, so we'll put like a solid £10 per listen on it.
And then it'll just be like, and
And your
also,
family can't use technology, so we'd make a killing.
Lewis probably be the kind of person who would just be like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this eulogy sponsored by Audible. Get a free gift card, £10 off this with your first purchase of the Audible subscription.
He always said he wanted to be sponsored by Audible. That was his dream.
that was his last wish.
That's Squarespace.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, to be sponsored by Squarespace in my eulogy, what an honour.
Yeah.
My parents were really struggling with figuring out how to build build their son a funeral website, but with Squarespace.
Oh my god!
So quick and easy. just 3 clicks and done. We had a beautiful website to direct the funeral goers to.
Oh god! This is awful.
Oh, Josh, we did it. We removed him from the podcast.
This is the plan. It's been set in motion.
Imagining like Lewis's parents at his eulogy, and they're just standing there weeping, and they're just like, we would have never been able to solve this whole predicament of the eulogy if it wasn't for Squarespace, brought to you by Audible. And they just transfer it automatically into radio DJ voice.
Getting over Matt's death was really hard, but you know what took my mind off it? Raid Shadow Legends.
See, I haven't had the heart to cook recently. Given how my son has died.
Oh my God.
But with Blue Apron, it's made cooking a breeze.
We should start this company. We'll pay us, and we'll do the eulogy for your loved one, and we'll have sponsors in it.
That's how it pays for the wedding. Why have funeral companies never taken advantage of this?
Why have they never thought of this?
Sponsored funerals. To cover the cost,
it's an
you
untapped
plaster
market.
adverts all over the funeral stuff.
Yeah.
This funeral brought to you by Bet365. Want to bet on how your loved ones will end themselves or how they will go out? Then buy Bet365.
Want to bet on who's next?
So all I have to do is bet against whatever I like. It's basically I say I think they're going to die in a plane crash. Sorry, I think they're going to die by being murdered at 6:52 on a Wednesday night.
What happens if
they will die at 6:52 on a Wednesday night, and miraculously, who would have thunk it?
Wait, hang on. I've just thought.
pretty sure.
What happens if you bet on the way you're going to die, and then you actually do end up winning that
It's called
bet?
life assurance. It exists.
Really?
Yes.
So you can bet on how you're going to die, and then
It's,
the money.
if I die before I'm 60, I will receive X amount of money.
No. I mean, like, if you go to a bet agency and you're like, I bet I'll die this
I mean,
month,
you can,
this year.
but like they won't let you do it.
You reckon?
What if you go up to them and say, I bet I'm going to die of cancer in 3 weeks, and then you die of cancer in 3 weeks, and it turns out you knew that beforehand.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that.
Invalid. If you knew that you were going to die at the age of like 63 and a half on September the 27th at 9:63, don't question it, and then you died at that time somehow, they would just go, yeah, they just killed themselves at that time so they could get the money towards their family, or they faked their own death. I'm not paying that.
Yeah, you'd be stupid to accept the bet in the first place.
So they just wouldn't.
Yeah.
Unless
I don't know how you'd even. Where would you go to like make that kind of bet?
Any bookie can like make those kind of bets.
Really?
But you can bet on anything, seriously.
Yeah, you can seriously bet on anything. I mean, like, for instance, you just had, I know you won't have watched it because you don't care about sports, and certainly not American sports, but last weekend there was a little sports event called the Super Bowl. And the...
can you just explain that to me? So it's bowling, right?
It's Super Bowling.
No, we know what bowling is. It's bowls. It's like lawn bowls.
It's a whole lot of millionaires over 65 pensioners that are sponsored to play bowls. No, it isn't. Sorry,
it's less interesting. That my bad.
Yeah, it's even worse than that. It's American
it is
football.
Worse than that.
And at the Super Bowl, the amount of different bets there are. So the famous ones are like, so for instance, there's usually a big bet on the national anthem, on how long the national anthem will be.
Really?
Because
you already want to die, and you've only explained one bet.
Because obviously, although it's a general length, each singer will have a different exact time they will sing the national anthem for. They might elongate a note out this long, or they might shorten it, etc.
He was really good though.
So there's so there's usually an over-under. So for instance, this year's was 2 minutes 2 seconds, I believe, was the over-under, with Demi Lovato singing. There was also stuff like there was a bet on whether or not there's going to be butt cleavage in the halftime show with Shakira and J-Lo. There are bets on everything.
This is stupid.
I'm so glad I don't pay attention to any of this stuff.
Yeah.
I started to realise that while I'm an unbearable pedant,
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that.
I'm also not a terrible person relative to the general populace, apparently.
Well, it's not terrible to bet on this sort of thing. It's just, I don't know, it's a bit odd.
Well, betting if there's going to be butt cleavage at the Super Bowl is sort of dumb, but it's also really weird.
It is.
Yeah, I know it's weird. I'll give you that. It's weird as to hell. Yeah.
Yeah,
that I was you.
That's the point.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
Because it's not even sport betting on stuff to do with the actual game. It's just betting on everything around it.
Anyway, can I bet the number of times they don't play the game? Because if I'm not mistaken,
what?
only 8 minutes of game gets played at the Super Bowl or something like that. It's some ridiculously small number.
It's 4 hours long and there's 60 minutes of game.
No, but most of that is not actually playing the game. Even of those 60 minutes, the ball is in motion.
Oh no!
Uncontrollable. It's over now.
No. So when I say so the game is split into 4 quarters of 15 minutes each, and the whole Super Bowl is about 4 hours long because you have about half an hour for the half time, and then the rest of it is basically because it's a very, very stop-start game. So
I want to kill myself.
I don't want to go too in depth, but
no, please don't.
Yeah, but basically, because it's a very stop-start game, that's the reason why it takes 4 hours. Especially given the fact that you got timeouts, and anytime the ball goes past the sidelines and out of bounds, the clock stops, so the clock isn't even running. And between kickoffs, the clock's not running. So yeah, it just takes forever. Football is so much quicker than American football.
I just realised we're talking about sport.
I know, I'm sorry. I brought it into the
just-
sport world. This is something that I get into, but the other two just hate.
The problem with it is that, like, unlike everything else in the world that, like, people who aren't interested can kind of connect with, sport is one of those things that if you just don't like it, you're going to hate
This
it
is the
because
thing.
everyone goes on about it. You're so sick to death of hearing, oh my god, did you see that rugby game last night? It was so close. It's like, I do not care. Do you hear me talk about Pokemon esports? Probably shouldn't because I don't like them. But do you hear me talk about Grandmasters? I don't think so.
Yeah, this is why I have to make sure not to try to big up sport when I'm around them. Because although I'm into sport,
If we talk
they
tennis,
really
we're okay.
aren't.
We're good with tennis.
Oh, okay. Federer just won his
Only if
game, by
it's
the way.
Wimbledon.
God, spoilers, man. I was going to watch that game. I wasn't. It's clay. They're playing on clay, right?
I think so. Well,
I don't like hardcore games. I just don't. I don't know what it is about it.
the hardcore. Well, so the last major tournament was obviously the Australian Open, which Djokovic won against Thiem in the final.
God, imagine Djokovic winning.
I know, right?
If I had to put a
Apparently.
probability of Djokovic winning against a relative unknown, I would put that probability at 96%.
Well, yeah, it's a bit surprising. I mean, Thiem beat
This is the
Federer.
4%.
Thiem beat Federer in the semis in 5 sets, and then
No one's really
Rafa.
surprised. Federer's old.
Rafa got. Well, he's still good
pretty
though.
good, though.
He's good, but like he's past his prime. So even though he's really good, he's just sort of like he can't keep up with like the 23, 24-year-olds.
And I think Rafa went out to someone, I can't remember who, in the quarters, I think. It was
His
some
name is
German.
actually Raphael, right?
No, he's not from TMNT, Lewis.
Do you think?
It's
Sorry, do you think
Rafa. It's Rafael Nadal. It's not Raphael. There's no E in his name, is there?
I don't know. I always sort of.
It's
I
not.
always see people
I'm
call
fairly.
him Nadal. I just see it as like Nadal, or I'm like must be Raphael. Everyone
No.
calls him Rafa. I'm like okay, he's probably a nickname that sounds dumb.
There is actually no. There is an E in his name, but no, I've never heard him referred to as Rafael Nadal.
Maybe it's just he's Spanish, right?
Yeah, he is Spanish.
It's probably
yeah.
a Spanish thing, which they just don't pronounce it like S's in French.
It's like saying paella instead of
But yeah.
paella. Yeah.
I'm gonna call it
Or tortilla instead of tortilla.
Do you say tortilla?
No. I don't say tortilla. You have to be really uncultured piece of swine to say tortilla.
I'm gonna tell you a story. It's a boring story,
Oh god.
but like it's really small. And it really surprised you when it happens. And it almost sounds like a humble brag, so please forgive it if it sounds like that. It isn't meant to be one.
But it will come across as one anyway.
Butcher him in
So-
the comments.
So you remember when we were at secondary school?
Do I?
Yeah,
I
Josh,
Josh?
I hope you do.
Josh,
I'm,
do you
I'm
remember
asking,
secondary
do you
school?
remember we went to secondary school together? We didn't talk about it last week at all.
We met when we started this podcast.
Yeah, I do. Funny enough, as it should happen, remember secondary school, yes.
So, at secondary school, they introduced new foods occasionally. And they were very overpriced. You could buy them.
Occasionally.
And there was something relatively cheap and relatively filling. It was a quesadilla.
Right.
Look at this. I bought one day. It was like the second or third week they had them. And they're like, you're the first person to pronounce that correctly. Which, first of all, I had been
Really?
pronouncing it correctly for the weeks before. So I'm not entirely believing the story. But let's suppose it's true.
Oh, sure.
Who doesn't know how to pronounce quesadilla?
What? How would they pronounce quesadilla?
Maybe they were saying the Q?
I don't know.
Quesadilla?
Quesadilla? like,
Quesadilla,
can
please.
you imagine it? Can I have the quesadilla, please? That would just be so bizarre.
It would.
Now, I bring this up because you two sound like, that sounds ridiculous. How could anyone say that wrong?
Right?
What's the thing that cuts French kings' heads off?
Oh god, it's not going to be. Well, I mean, they don't use it anymore, but let me guess, it's not guillotine, it's like guillotine or something.
Gosh, how do you say that word that Matt has just tried to say?
I'm gonna guess. Is it guillotine?
It is guillotine.
Okay.
Oh, it's not guillotine, it's guillotine.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, we're closer to France than we are to Spain, and French history is more common.
Funny enough,
And
I
more
believe it was
people
invented
speak
by.
French.
I believe it was
That's
invented by a
true.
Yorkshireman originally.
That doesn't matter. So why did no one... Like, no one has to say guillotine, right?
Why?
They all say guillotine, because it's everywhere.
So why is quesadilla and tortilla? Like why?
Because in
Because
Spanish,
it's food.
because in Spanish,
guess,
two
yeah.
L's put
That's-
together, pronounce it as an E.
No, I think it's because it's food.
It's just food.
I'm not
possible.
joking. When you go to a restaurant, you have to order that, and someone will say back to you to confirm. If you say, I want the quesadilla, they'll say, oh, you want the quesadilla? And then you'll hear that and go, oh, that's why.
But I'm just saying,
That's what it
it's
is.
also because in Spanish, the two L's put together is pronounced as E.
I've
So-
never studied Spanish,
Okay,
ever.
well, I'm just saying.
and I've studied
No,
French.
nor have I. Nor have I.
Yeah, so like, why is this the argument? Oh, it's because the two L's make this sound.
That's
Guillotine is
literally-
pronounced that way, and the two L's make that sound.
No, I'm just saying that's the reason why tortilla and quesadilla are pronounced the way they are. That's the reason why. It's because they're in the Spanish language, and in the Spanish language, that's the rule.
I feel like you've missed the point here.
Maybe I have.
Don't worry, Matt. You'll get there.
I feel like
Maybe
I
I've
won't.
missed the point. Someone's missed the point, and it was probably Josh.
What was it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's definitely Josh. We're gonna go with Josh.
I'm okay to take the blame here.
And speaking of
Usually are.
Josh, Caboose.
Yeah. That's
What are you
Who
saying?
you
Josh
remind
is
me
Cab-
of?
I was gonna say, is
Oh,
Josh Caboose?
no. Yeah, I am
No.
pretty strong, aren't I?
Josh can't whisper to Tank.
I think Josh is like Caboose, and Matt is like Donut.
How dare you? Okay, who are you then? Don't sell me your doc.
No, I'd obviously be Church. Do I sound like a dog? No. Obviously, I'm Church.
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean,
For any particular reason?
Because I'm an asshole.
I was trying to think, who else could you be? But it's
I'm not
most
Sarge.
fitting.
I might
No,
be.
you're
I'm
not
like little
Sarge.
Griff, you know?
I
Super
think-
lazy, like.
You
I
definitely.
don't know. I
won't
think
Church,
I
though.
think I'm more Griff.
No, I think. But because the thing is, Griff doesn't like doing work he doesn't want to do. Right? I'm a lot like that. I mean, everyone is to a degree, but. Like,
I was going to say everyone is,
Exactly.
but
You know, at heart, I like to think I'm like Tex. In reality, it's
everyone
obviously
wants
not
to be
true.
Tex. Well,
I
not, sorry,
want to be
not
Dakota,
everyone,
but like I can't remember how Dakota is.
but...
The male one. I want to be the male one.
Yeah.
It's really important, this too.
Yeah.
Josh, you got while we're here, you know, it's a dumb conversation, but like,
Sure. What?
I'll let you assign characters.
We're just assigning. We're assigning ourselves to RVB characters now. Apparently,
What?
that's
so I
just
gotta
something we're
pick
doing.
what
Well,
character
to be fair, I think mine
am.
are quite accurate. I think that you're Caboose and Matt's Donut, and like this is a fact.
To be honest, it could be worse. I'll take it.
Wait,
Could it be worse?
I don't know if Matt's donut.
He doesn't fit anyone.
It's. I know.
I'll take that as a compliment, I guess.
No, I wouldn't,
Why?
because they have redeeming qualities.
I don't. That's
I'm just not
the-
redeemable, am I?
Yeah, that's not where I'm making. I'm drawing the line with being able to like assign Matt a character.
The problem is because we all have like
no.
outward presenting personalities for the show, right?
We do.
Yes.
Sure.
sure.
I'm not sure what mine is, but sure.
I mean, be honest, neither of you are exactly how you currently are,
Oh,
When we're
okay.
not
It's
recording.
exaggerated to a certain degree.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm not always like this.
No.
I'm a lot like this. But like sometimes not.
I just thought one question: who's Sheila?
Siri.
You don't use iPhone.
Yeah, but you do.
But who's Sheila?
I'm going to hard disagree, and I'm going to say that Sheila is actually my microphone.
Okay. Any particular reason why?
Yeah. That's kind of
Very frequently gets turned off. Like Sheila did in season 3.
Microphones
Sheila.
don't turn themselves.
No, I unplug mine though, all the time.
Okay.
Super paranoid.
Yeah,
Unlike Tucker in season 3.
Unlike Tucker.
uh,
What about Simmons?
How far have you seen into...
What about Simmons?
No, we're dropping this. How far have you got into season 3? We don't have a
Okay.
huge amount of time.
Okay, we don't?
We got an hour.
That's plenty.
Tell me, Matt.
I've seen about. Well, I mean, actually, let me check.
what's the latest event?
I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to remember. I was just trying to check what the latest event is actually. But oh god, 'cause I think I've seen about halfway through the latest season. I want to say. I'm just trying to remember.
He has one job every week. It's watch one season of Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, but they
takes 2
get
hours.
increasingly longer. Like the first one's
It's
like an
only
hour.
2 hours.
Oh, shut up.
You say it's only 2 hours, but he didn't manage it with like season 2.
1. It was season 1. It was the first
season
week.
1.
The
Whichever one
shortest
it was.
season.
It was very, very short. I mean, you need to adjust your expectations, I think.
Oh, so
Perhaps he should adjust to my expectations, which are to do what everyone else does while we also do the editing and listen throughs. My bad.
So I've just got to the
Maybe
bit where
you have a
Tucker.
point,
I think it's
maybe.
Tucker's got an energy sword,
Okay.
and he's like,
It's not an energy sword, by the way. It's a key.
sorry, key.
Well, they don't call it a key.
Yeah, it's an ancient alien artifact.
It's not called a key for like lots
and,
of
like,
season.
Caboose
Once-
is standing by that
Really?
computer thing with like that swiveling
Yeah, 'cause it
mechanical piece.
It
And he's
happens
just-
next
and he's-
season.
Caboose is
In
just like
Regina.
Nina.
I thought that was chorus.
No, Chorus is
First
like
time.
season 10.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was the first time it was. a
No,
key.
it opens the door to the Banshee,
Oh,
I think.
But no,
I don't remember.
I am enjoying it so far. Although
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that Caboose is apparently dumber in
He
later
gets
seasons.
worse.
Like
He gets so much worse.
I'm like watching it. I'm like, how the hell could Caboose become dumber than this?
you'd be surprised.
I don't want to be surprised.
He's overly flanderized in a lot of places.
Oh god.
They all are. Especially Lavernius.
Why? Just call him Tucker.
No, his name is Lavernius. We need to say it so we don't
Wait.
forget it.
I was gonna say, why are you calling? Oh god. Is that what you're gonna
Listen.
call him now?
No, obviously call him Tucker.
Okay, that makes things easier.
That time travel plot.
Oh my god, it's so convoluted.
I'm
It's
realizing.
not, it makes so much sense. It's
How?
completely so... What do you mean, how?
I don't know. Maybe it
Church
was
goes
just,
back in time, waits 1,000 years, then goes to Blood Gulch,
right.
and then deals with all the Blood Gulch stuff,
Right.
right? He causes all of the events. He's the team killing f***tard, to quote the
Yeah.
show, so we're allowed to keep it in.
Are we?
I don't think we're allowed
Are
to
we?
keep it in.
Maybe not. So he caused that. So he killed himself, and he killed Tex, and he caused the robot rebellion.
He caused all the problems.
Basically.
You know, he caused everything, and then he did save the day, though.
Well, he could have just let things be in the. Well, okay, he couldn't have.
He didn't cause the bomb to go off,
Yeah,
but he did cause all the events up to then.
It's true.
I love the joke at the end though. That's like, do you want the short or long version? It's like, I want the easy version. I want the long version, but tell me over 3 parts.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I think this is where the show starts to get really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why you'd say that. Also, I'm starting to understand your thing with Doc.
He just keeps going. He just doesn't stop.
He just doesn't, does he?
Now, I got some points to make, but I legitimately can't until like season 8, which makes me really mad.
I'm just starting to realize like how much of this doesn't really make sense when you like.
No, it does. It does.
Does it though?
Yeah,
I don't. All of the time travel stuff doesn't.
that makes sense.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the bomb flew into the past and the future. Makes sense.
I don't.
And all the events that happen there don't contradict any future events.
I thought they did.
Nope.
I mean, I can't say why, but
All of the events
I
that
guess we'll see.
happened were corrected by retcons.
Well, okay. So
Well, no,
it
they're not
doesn't make-
retcons. It's further information provided to you.
But then doesn't that mean that the time travel didn't make sense
No, but it did, though.
to happen?
Nothing has broken any rules. Right?
Okay. I'm sure.
How much can you say without completely spoiling this?
I don't
Not
know.
much.
I'm not asking you, Matt.
This is the thing. I have no
What
idea.
character do you think has been, like, retconned or doesn't make sense?
Not a particular character.
So,
Just the time
an
travel
event-
thing.
How did the time travel not make sense?
In context of later events,
What later event? Tell me the season.
I don't know the season.
Tell me the character, then.
He's gonna get it out of you.
Well,
It's not a
he's
specific
referencing an
character.
event and then can't even tell me who it involves.
Because it's not a. It's information that was revealed, or I think was revealed in later seasons.
But all of it makes sense.
You're saying it does.
Message it to me on Discord,
Okay,
right?
that's a better idea.
and I will tell you if that is, first of all, a spoiler, and second of all, if it was overwritten. Because the answer is it isn't. But you're being a nightmare about this. I also forgot that Lopez was an antagonist this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not retconned.
You sure?
Wait, so
I can't say it.
is that true?
So I'll try and be cryptic. If you've seen the series,
Lewis, you're always cryptic.
if you've seen the series, you understand what Blood Gulch was, why Blood Gulch was done, right? Like why they put the bases there, and why it was a strategic location. So the reason that's not retconned is when Vic says, "I've got to make some phone calls," that's what he's referencing. He thinks they've understood the importance of the location.
Yeah.
Right? Now, obviously, at the time, they didn't actually know that, but that's what that line is being used for.
Oh well, it's retcon to mean that. But yeah.
The line never had a purpose.
Well, yeah.
Now it does.
Because obviously they didn't think 10 years into the future.
Yeah, they didn't think sometime in season 7 this line would become vitally important. And without it, the show would actually be full of about 8 contradictions.
Yeah. Well, I still don't really get how the time travel makes sense, but
How does the time travel not make sense? They get blown into the past or the future. That's just how the bomb worked.
okay.
The weather and the bomb were combined made a time travel machine.
That's not how. I don't think that's how time travel works. Okay, well,
You
I
are
am
aware
confused.
that Tucker got hit by a rocket and stood up after a while.
the early seasons of this show are silly.
Yes. Shockingly, the time travel bomb is also in the first season. Not
That's
for
a
the
bit-
first few seasons.
The thing is, that's a bit too big to just ignore.
Is it? Season 1 had Church become a ghost
No, but that makes sense.
that could possess people.
I have no idea
It
what's
makes
going on right now.
Slightly
But
more
there's-
sense.
Have you not gotten to the time travel bomb yet, Matt?
No, he would have had to.
Oh, sorry, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Tucker, because Tucker has the sword.
Yeah.
Does that mean that the Lopez's are attacking?
So what exactly are you talking about?
Josh doesn't think that the time travel bomb makes sense.
In context of later seasons.
But it does. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay, if you're saying in
I-
context of later seasons, then I don't know. I mean, because
No, I can't imagine what he thinks is wrong with it.
Because
So we find out if he sent another message privately or not.
okay, what I thought I was under the impression that like these first few seasons, like the blood oh my god,
Gulch.
blood gulch
I thought Josh was
was
having a
to
little bit of a
do-
stroke there.
with what I messaged you about. I thought that was
No, the thing is, it is to do with that, but it's been retconned to fit that as opposed to. Sorry, it's the future has been written around that, and this isn't like a big planned story. Like they didn't think we've got an 18 season
I
story
know,
we
I
have
know.
to tell.
I'm just
We do?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, I do. Like Cartoon Network, hit me up. I can like at least for 6
How
seasons
many
of TV
How many times is Lewis going to ask to be hired by Cartoon Blimmin' Network?
till it works.
Till it works.
I mean, why not just choose Adult Swim?
Because I want to put a guy whose fingers turn to crows, and they like drink the blood of their enemies, and then fly back to the guy on Cartoon Network.
Because Adult Swim would probably let you do this.
Okay, but Adult Swim isn't going to give me the budget I need.
Well,
Well, what kind of budget are you wanting?
Like a reasonable budget.
Okay.
Like, maybe the Dragon Prince's budget.
I have
And
no
it'll be
idea what that
2D.
is. But...
It'll be 2D. It'll be 13 episodes long a season. It will be great. You know, it will have drama and action and a sometimes overly complicated magic system, but generally it's fine. Hit me up.
yeah.
I got details. I got deets.
His
I've got a
contact
story
information
arc.
is in the description.
He's got everything sorted out.
Yeah, just email the email. Yeah, that's on the
It's on the screen now.
Not here. It's on the screen now. It's also on the website. Just go to that email. Shoot that an email. I'll look at that in like maybe a year, and then I'll get back to you. Are you telling me Cartoon Network wouldn't want to put that on their screens?
You have my support.
Thanks. Matt, do I have your support?
Sure.
It's purely moral.
Yeah, purely
I don't-
moral. Like,
You don't have my financial support.
well, no, but like, all I need is at least 3 people who are like, I would pay a couple of $1,000 to watch that. And then-
no. See, this is going into the realms of financial support.
No, because you don't have to do it. You just have to say you would do it.
But I wouldn't.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it, and just say you'll do it, and they'll like, oh well, this will make its money back, so they'll make it, and loads of people will like, maybe 2 people will like it, make money back, done, easy.
I can't remember the last time, like, as a viewer of a show, I paid £1,000 to watch a show.
You know the guy who financed The Life of Brian?
No.
I don't know.
I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, Monty Python fans. It also wasn't that good. I hate to break it to you, but like he paid $2 million to see Life of Brian.
Really?
A $2 million?
He funded the film so that he could watch it,
Wow.
Wow.
and he made his money back.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably shouldn't have. The film really wasn't that good.
It was fine.
Hey, Life of Brian's good.
Yeah, if good you mean like all right, and all right you mean like, yeah, there were like 3 funny jokes in there.
I mean, there were certainly much worse films.
Yeah, I mean, there are
Holy
worse
Grail
films,
is-
but I also don't see like Twilight being heralded as like the greatest, like.
Okay. The
greatest film of
Twilight
our
wasn't
generation.
just, the Twilight wasn't just all right; it was terrible.
I think Twilight, in honesty,
Say
is
it.
probably a
Say
more enjoyable viewing
Say it.
experience than
Say
a
it.
lot of films out there.
God damn it! He
It's-
said it.
I didn't say it was good. It was a more enjoyable viewing experience. Like The Room.
Okay, The Room. Yeah, but The Room
Never
is so
seen that.
bad that it's good.
Yeah, and
I,
Twilight is hilariously bad, but if you watch it purely as a rom-com, now it's great.
Okay,
He's
fine.
literally
Just to
sleeping
see
with
it.
a wolf. She's a furry.
Wait, sorry, what's this?
In Twilight.
Oh, okay.
I was
you
going to say,
were talking
Josh,
about the
please
rough
don't-
still.
I was going to say, Josh, please tell me you actually have heard of Twilight.
Yeah, it's like vampire stuff.
And the werewolf says that he will marry her daughter, who is born in like the third film,
Yeah.
and he's like 21.
That's
He
a
imprinted
little
on her
weird.
at birth.
So that's just like hardcore grooming. Like that's the kind of stuff that would get you arrested in 99 states. One
Unless-
of them being solid, liquid, and gas.
Unless you work at Hollywood. Boom! Oh, sorry, I crossed the line.
Yeah, no, you're right. You crossed the line. I still don't work in Hollywood, Matt. I'm wanting to put up with this stuff. No, absolutely not.
That's not a good thing to go on record as saying.
I'll go on record saying that, like, I would immediately sacrifice my career to, like, take people out of that kind of danger. I'd do it.
Okay, well that's
So
Good for
Carson
you.
will hire me so that I can tank my career taking down sexual predators.
who are the people that would be hiring you?
Oh, God, you're right.
Maybe.
Nickelodeon hire me so that I can take down Cartoon Network's executives and give you more market share.
That's how this works now.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right, back to RVB.
Can do.
I mean, sure. If we have to.
If we have to.
It's not
if
that
we
I-
must.
Have you seen Andy the Bomb yet?
Oh,
It's missing a
I'm
solid
gonna take that as
character here.
no.
I feel like the answer is probably if I haven't heard of him and I feel like I should have, then I probably haven't.
Yeah, you probably haven't. I learned recently, Josh, that Gary is a spoiler.
Yeah.
Gary's a spoiler, right? Okay.
He's
No, but like he's like a future spoiler.
a future.
He's like 3 spoilers wrapped into one.
Well, he is like a part of what
Yeah, he's part of the thing.
message I sent before. Yeah.
Kinda, but yeah.
Yeah, he's like a small part of. Yeah.
It's related to the thing that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
And he's just like a chill dude.
Is he?
I like him. Yeah.
I mean, he has some okay jokes.
The Destroyer is here.
Oh yeah, he did go a bit mad there.
Doesn't make much sense when you think about it, but yeah. I completely forgot who the Destroyer was.
Yeah, I did think he was talking about who Church was saying. I did think it was him for a bit.
I thought it might end up being Tucker.
Well, yeah, but
You
yeah,
thought
'cause
it'd be
they
Tucker?
talked about the.
Well, the
It's
thing
sort of-
is that, like, if you know where the next arc goes, it kind of makes sense.
I've actually forgotten what happens next.
It's Junior next season.
Is that all?
That's,
That,
it's that entire thing. They go back to Blood Gulch. They like
that's really.
they open the thing. It's a huge convoluted nightmare. But that's what happens,
I don't know what's going on.
right? Which is why I thought it would be Tucker. Because you can see the connection I'm making here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Also, shouldn't Tex actually have just been able to kill all of the Lopez's in like half a second?
She didn't have the sword.
No, but like she did it with her fist. She killed she beat every red and blue in a straight fight.
These are Lopez's, though.
Lopez was there. Actually, I don't think he was.
It's a lot of Lopez's, though.
They moved to like, what is it, 136 times their normal speed? So 1 over 360 times the normal speed. They moved terribly slowly, Josh.
Yeah.
And O'Malley didn't
They were
do
going to have a
anything
day
again.
of victory.
It's such a dumb joke. Lopez, like, he's such a spiteful guy.
Yeah, he's great.
And somehow he works while just being ahead.
He was
Being
quicker.
ahead.
I love their dynamic so much.
Yeah, it's really good.
There's only two models there. But man, do I love Doc O'Malley and Lopez.
Yeah. It's a good
should have got on
combination.
insurance.
You should have got insurance.
They did live in a bad neighborhood.
No, it's a complete scam. We live in a bad neighborhood. Of course it's a bad neighborhood. We live here.
Oh.
See, Matt, you could have been on season 4. We could be talking about season 8. You could know the plot twist in season 19.
You're right.
I've genuinely not seen 14, 15, 16, 17, or 18, though. So once we reach that point, I will actually be in
there
the dark.
isn't a season 19, is there?
Yeah, there's season 18 coming out 2020.
Okay. Jeez.
But it's fine, because once we catch up, we can watch Ruby instead. And I'm real excited
could.
about Ruby, because you know what I think of it.
I don't.
It's hot garbage. Where Red
Oh,
vs.
great.
Blue is like a poorly made good show, Ruby is a well-made bad show.
Oh, fantastic! So
And
we
they
get to
don't
watch
occupy the same place in space.
that.
Right? A poorly made good show, like 9 out of 10. Ruby, like a 3 out of 10.
That's pretty low.
Every
Damn,
higher me.
that's
I can write your story better than you can.
That's a pretty damning score, Lewis. 3 out of 10.
It's really bad.
And this is the thing you're going to make us watch.
Start with Smallville.
Which one's longer?
I was, yeah.
Smallville.
Let's just
Oh,
Ruby.
yeah.
One episode is an hour long.
Yeah.
There's 22 a season.
Let's do Ruby.
Yeah,
I feel
we're
like
doing
that's
Ruby.
less punishment.
Also, Ruby's first episodes are like 3 minutes long, and there's 13 of them.
Oh my god.
And there's only 7 seasons.
Kill me.
Mm.
I mean, what do you mean kill you? What's wrong with this?
Oh,
Who said he was planning
I
to?
was just imagining like the Smallville, just the like. Oh god.
To see first 3 seasons, terrible but really good action.
And the later seasons, just terrible.
Season 7, okay story, okay action, solid
Really?
6 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Yeah, ended quite
Okay.
well. Well, the season ended quite well. I mean, it has the major writing flaw that all writers seem to stumble into, which is that nothing that came beforehand matters.
It must
The
be.
last 2 episodes are just like it. It's like the rest of the season, don't even watch it. You can watch the last 2 episodes and get everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be at least a little difficult to try and have like all of what's happened so far lead in
No,
to
no.
this one thing.
All of the season, Josh.
Oh,
The 13
Okay.
episodes.
well, I guess that's
Like,
a bit
it's
easier.
not unreasonable to expect a coherent story arc over 13 episodes. Well, they're only 19 minutes long, max, right?
Yeah.
I have a separate point I'd like to make right now.
Is it that you think Ruby's the best show you've ever seen? And actually, I should shut up.
No, I was going to say that that I want to claim false advertising on the part of anyone that goes around wearing the T-shirt of a band that they don't even listen to.
Matt, you do that all the time.
No, I don't.
wear a Swansea University hat and you don't go to Swansea University.
Do I
You can't fight it because I'm so technically correct.
Josh, I'm gonna hurt him.
That's twice so far.
Well, he just said it twice there.
Okay. That's again with the flippin'. Oh,
I'm gonna say you're wrong
it's awful.
because I have an AC/DC shirt and I don't listen to AC/DC.
Now, see that right there. If you have a shirt with a band name on it, but you don't listen to the band, why the hell did you get the shirt? And that's also
someone bought the shirt for me when I was like.
Well, also it's false goddamn advertising because then I see a person like that with a t-shirt on, and I'm like, oh, cool, I could talk to them about that kind of music. Turns out, no, I can't because they don't listen to it.
Maybe they just like the shirt.
Maybe they should buy a shirt of a band they listen to.
And maybe this is the shirt they like and they want to wear it because it's made of a comfortable material and also happens to have a cool design on it.
Well, we can agree to disagree.
I don't see the issue. I think you should let people like what they want to like, Matt.
No, they should succumb to my will.
I feel like we swapped roles. And you're less good at it.
Probably, yeah, because I'm less good at being an elitist arsehole.
Yeah. It takes experience to be an elitist arsehole, man.
It takes hard work and
dedication. I work on my craft.
Of putting down others.
Yeah. Matt, I don't see the problem with them wearing a band.
Fine.
I mean,
like, what does it affect you?
I do think the band, like the wearing a shirt from a band that you don't listen to is a little odd because I mean
weird.
I've not seen
like,
too many.
That.
I've not seen too many band shirts. I don't imagine that many are like many stand on their own.
They're generally like album covers.
Oh, okay.
So the darker the mood, that works as a shirt.
Yeah.
If someone was wearing a Pink Floyd shirt and it was just that, I'm like, maybe they like Pink Floyd. Maybe they think that's a cool design.
Yeah, I'm definitely okay with like liking certain parts of like franchises or brands.
Like, tell me a Dragon Force shirt wouldn't just look cool.
All
of their album covers look good.
Like, well, I don't know what their album covers look like.
Yeah, they do look pretty cool.
I'll have to look.
Right? What if I want to wear that on a shirt, Matt?
Yeah, but I don't care about that because I don't listen to them.
Yeah, but like, you're making a blanket statement.
No, I'm just making it in preference to me because I want to subject my morality onto everyone because I'm right.
Okay, granted. What pissed you off though? These things don't come from nowhere. You must have seen something.
Oh, it's just the fact that you see so many people with AC/DC and Led Zeppelin t-shirts and all kinds of t-shirts of like bands where, you know, and then you think, oh great, I could talk to them about it. You spend 5 seconds talking to them and you realise, oh wait, they don't listen to this band at all.
Yeah, but like, what if they went to like a concert with their parent or something who liked that band and they got the shirt because it was a nice thing to do with them and they found the shirt comfy and it reminds them of the person they went with?
You're right, I'm probably being pedantic.
No, I think it's not pedantic. You're just being unreasonable.
Yeah.
It's like me and smokers, right? But like, at least I have some scientific backing as to why I don't like people smoking.
I mean,
I don't think anyone likes people. I don't think anyone, like, if you could choose between someone smoking around you and not smoking around you, I don't think anyone's choosing the person that's smoking.
Unless you're a smoker.
Nah, even smokers.
I was going to say, even smokers.
What if you're a smoker that's, like, just quit? And
so I just tricked myself into smelling smoke?
What?
You never do that? You never think about something pretty viscerally and like all of a sudden you can smell it?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
You get
okay, maybe a little bit, but like not hugely.
Because my granddad like smoked like a chimney, like genuinely.
Yeah.
He was like doing like 2 packs a day when he died.
Damn.
Guess what didn't kill him?
The
Really?
cigarettes.
Cigarettes didn't even dent the guy.
Seriously.
Yeah, he was something else. So if I think of his
to be honest,
they're so visceral in my mind that I just know.
Yeah.
to be honest, that reminds me of a post I saw. Hang on, I might be able to get it out now. Of a post I saw on Instagram from the History Channel about George Washington.
So, Josh, you know what grinds my gears? People who watch the History Channel and don't know everything about history. I mean,
That's-
Here it is.
you can talk to them about it, and you just
Here it is.
can't.
Maybe they're watching the History
Here it is.
Channel to
So
learn
the post
a
is
bit.
about George
Maybe.
Washington. The post is George Washington was a tough guy to kill. At various points.
Post the post so I can link it in the show notes.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I was just reading it out now. He was a tough guy to kill. At various points, he had diphtheria, smallpox, malaria, dysentery, tuberculosis, carbuncle, and pneumonia. I don't know how to pronounce those things. The last one.
What?
And he survived near drowning in an ice-clogged river, the burning and massacre of Fort Necessity, survived 2 horses being shot out from under him, and 4 bullets passing close enough to pierce his clothing, all in one battle. And it was a cold that finally did him in. Technically, it was epiglottitis, an infection of the back of the throat that would be curable with antibiotics today. While he lay dying, his doctors effectively tortured him, burning him to counteract the sickness and draining him of a full 40% of his blood. Washington was fearful of being burned alive, as he was convinced others in history had been buried. He was fearful of being buried alive, and he was convinced others in history had also been buried alive, namely Jesus, and so directed that his body was not to be buried for another 3 days after his death, just in case.
Jeez. How did he survive so much in that time?
Like, just the amount of diseases. Surely his immune system's like, his immune system got to the point where it was like, it's alright, I got this.
I refer to Teddy Roosevelt's story where he just he got shot while giving a speech.
No, not shot once.
Don't-
He got shot just before he gave the speech, and then got up on the podium and gave the speech. It was like an hour and a half long, and began the speech by basically turning to the crowd and saying,
mocked the attacker, right?
well, he turned around at the start of the speech, basically said something along the lines of, I know some of you may be in a bit of distress. If you're wondering, I have been shot, but it's fine. I'm going to give the speech anyway.
That's
I also
insane.
love the fact that I think Teddy Roosevelt would often go into the wilderness for like 3 months to go camping and hunting. And he would just be like, you couldn't get to him for 3 months.
Hey, you want to see someone cross the line without crossing it?
What?
We should get off the
Okay.
topic of US presidents.
Okay, I didn't cross the line. Okay, I was talking about
No,
Washington
I was the one who was
and
crossing the line
Roosevelt.
without crossing it. I think it's prudent to not talk about US presidents right now.
Probably, yeah. In light of recent events, you're probably right.
I don't really see a reason.
You know all of the reasons why we shouldn't talk about this.
You know
There's
full well,
nothing going
Josh.
on right now.
I'm sorry, what?
Excuse you.
I'm sorry, what?
It's just
See, this is just a good example of the fact that this is the perfect example that Josh does not read the news. Because it is currently the
I
7th
read
of
the
February.
news.
It is currently the 7th of February. If anyone wants to look back in posterity and see what happened this week in history, there's a fair amount to do with the US president that has happened this week, which we
Quite
will,
literally, a historic event occurred this week.
and we will
No,
not
it's
discuss
fine.
it because we are
Boring.
not going to cross the line again 3
We're
episodes.
not going to cross the line. But what I will say, unironically, and this is where you can put a nice bleep if needed, gotta
Sure.
respect that guy. What an asshole. But truly, gotta respect that decision. All right, the bleep is over now.
Hey, I fully respect it.
And
Do you
that has
wish
also
that
been
to be
bleeped.
bleeped?
Josh, would you like to hit the trifecta?
Keep going, Josh. Say how you respect his decision.
Good on him.
All right, and we're
Oh.
back. We completely censored ourselves there because I think we really did cross the line there.
It's such an uncontroversial thing to have to censor.
It really is. It's like, it really shouldn't be, but at the same time, like, it probably should be.
Oh man, I hate watching the news sometimes because it's like I want to talk about this with Matt and Josh. Oh, I can't because we don't want to cross that line.
God damn it.
But also it's probably for the best because like spouting uninformed opinions is not something we should be doing.
Oh, I mean, we tried to.
That's all
like,
this
we know.
is.
Yeah, but like at least it's unimportant and isn't about political candidates. Like if I tell you the
that's
water
true.
pressure goes down when the pipe gets smaller because the dispensable energy gets
That was
turned into
interesting,
kinetic
actually.
energy.
That was actually genuinely an interesting fact.
I know. It's what gets me going in the morning, Matt. Dumb facts like that. Like, if I tell you that, apparently I'm
Fluid
completely wrong. No one really cares except people who already know the information,
Right, fluid dynamics professors.
right? But if I then tell you, insert controversial political opinion here, now someone cares.
Everyone immediately suddenly falls one way or the other across the spectrum of Team A or Team B, and the battle now commences.
Yeah.
Because it's not
Pretty
like
much.
it's not like anyone's comment section has ever been turned into basically political rivalry gone wild.
I don't
Honestly,
think it's ever
I-
happened.
Until about like 4 to 6 years ago, I thought the most heated thing you would ever see online would be like K-pop fans versus non-K-pop fans. Turned out I was almost wrong.
Almost,
Yes.
but not actually wrong.
It's still
No.
pretty.
The thing is, though, right,
no,
like, I don't
no.
like K-pop.
No, Lewis.
The
Oh,
Beatles
no,
are worse.
don't.
DC
say
versus Marvel. That's a bit more bitter rivalry, I would think.
Can I say I like them both?
But I'm just
I
saying,
like them both.
on the internet
Because
in
one of my
general,
favourite superheroes is from DC, but the MCU is just like better at the moment and like has more heroes that I like. So on average, I like more MCU heroes. I like
but you love the
Marvel
Flash.
heroes, but like the Flash is such a guy, you know.
Literally, Lewis's obsession with the Flash is almost worrying.
Super speed's such a cool power.
You're right, because no one else in the MCU has super speed.
Not in the Flash's realm, no.
Yeah, but the Flash's realm is stupid because he looks.
It's sciencey, man. It's faux science.
It's not faux science. It's anti-science. It's him looking at the rules of physics and going, "Huh."
Yeah, but no,
that's
no,
great.
it's not though, because they compensate the laws of physics with the speed force,
Which is
Boom,
the most
solved.
ludicrous. The Speed Force is the most ludicrous attempt to bypass the laws of physics I may have ever seen in comic book history. Literally, the Flash is so ridiculously broken that his writers just went, screw it, let's just put in a Speed Force realm. That'll be the reasons for everything.
Yeah, and that's why Flash has some really cool villains, because his villains aren't like, I'm super strong guy. If you ignore Reverse Flash.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah,
anti-Flash.
it's not I'm Mr.
He's
Strong
super
Guy.
slow.
No, this is the thing. His villain isn't I'm Mr. Strong Guy. His villains are I'm Mr. Fast Guy.
You know the reason I like the Flash? It's because of Justice League Unlimited.
Is that it?
Yeah, Michael Rosenbaum did a really good job. By the way, he played Lex Luthor in Smallville. Just thought I'd throw it out there again.
Really?
Go and watch episode 3. He's really
Oh,
good
God.
because I didn't do it just for this. It shows what a hero is way more than any other story there. Really, I mean, like there are loads of really good stories in just.
I can't remember what the storyline is, to be honest.
But the Flash storyline where he's getting like a key to the city, and he's got a museum built around him, and he's got to go and like stop a bunch of villains before it happens because they think that they're gonna like sort of screw the event up, and he goes and meets the I can't remember his name, the Trickster, I think, and
The
he
trick.
sits down with him and doesn't like beat the guy up. He's like, you know what, let's just talk this out. Like, I can easily send you back to the mental institution, but like, I'm gonna get you to go there because I think we should better the mentally ill supervillain, the Trickster.
I feel like that's Josh and I's argument that's going to be made for why we're going to try and make you put yourself into a mental asylum.
Please.
Listen, Lewis, it's for the betterment of yourself.
The thing is, that's what I love about certain superheroes. It's like, they don't just do it because they're strong. They do it because they're relatively good people. That's why the
Supposedly.
Punisher really bores me as well.
Yeah.
His whole thing is like, yeah, I'm a super cool dude. Guns, I kill people. Yeah.
I just wanted to say it.
God,
I want him to say that in a comic book now. Yeah, I'm Mr. Cool Dude. I got guns and I shoot people.
Like, he's got an incredible pain tolerance. Like, a lot of
That he definitely
Punisher's
does.
moments are cool, but generally, he's kind of boring.
Is there a piece of his body he hasn't lost?
Nah.
I mean, he's basically
Possible.
been disintegrated.
Oh yeah, I also hate the X-Men, but like that's another thing.
You hate the
I
X-Men
really don't like the X-Men.
as like
Really?
just
Yeah.
as just an idea, or
There's an idea
The
they're fine,
comics
but like
or-
I just don't like them. You know? Like Storm doesn't interest me, Nightcrawler doesn't interest me, Professor X doesn't interest me, Jean Grey doesn't interest me. I could literally go through the entire
Oh,
roster.
God, what's that?
And yes, that includes Wolverine.
What's that broken guy though in
Legion.
the X-Men? Is it Legion? When you described him to me, I was like, why the hell would you ever create?
I'm really interested in
remember
Legion, though.
first
Like,
hearing
no,
about
like,
it.
But why
no
would
joke.
you? Why
I love
would
him.
you? Why would you ever create a character like Legion? He's so stupidly broken.
He's not though. He's so underpowered.
because of his schizophrenia.
Yeah. So the way that Legion
Okay,
powers
well, yeah,
work
yeah.
at the
Describe Legion
moment-
quickly for people that don't know.
So Legion is, spoiler alert, Charles Xavier's son.
oh really?
And in certain continuities, Charles made Legion. Specifically, he had children with a certain person to cause that mutation. It was dumb. But basically, Legion's power is he's a schizophrenic with sort of reality warping powers, almost. The way that's the outside perspective. If you watch Legion the show, that's kind of how it is. It's like a telepath with schizophrenia. The way it is in like the comics is that Legion has multiple personalities. Each of those personalities has a power that's unique to that personality. So he never controls them all at once, and he's never the same person doing the things.
yeah.
So that's why he's not overpowered, because there's only one version of Legion that has access to the full array of powers, and that one's overpowered.
Wait, there
there
is
is
one
one.
that has access.
Yeah, so there's True Legion, how I'm going to describe him, which is the child version of Legion.
Oh my god.
Inside of his head, and that has access to all of his powers.
And
He's
how many powers
still
does he have?
mentally a
Lewis?
child, infinite number, because one of his personalities has the ability to create personalities, which can create powers. It's really dumb, right? But so he died at one point. He was like wiped from existence, and he just willed himself back.
That doesn't make. That's so stupid.
Literally, when Lewis described this guy, I just remember we were playing Super Fight at college, and at one point I think Lewis got a card where it's like, you know, select a hero from comic books or whatever,
God.
and he just, and he just
There's
turned
two
around and
things that
went,
I did here. There are two things that I did here, and I want to say one of them was a blatant cheat, but I did do it to sort of point out the flaw in the rules. Because I picked Legion, which is fine,
right.
because it has a weakness. But then no one said that you couldn't pick the one above all. So I just picked one above all, which is essentially the writers. So you default win, because literally nothing can stop you. And then we banned that,
Yeah,
as we
definitely
should have banned from the
that, yeah.
beginning.
But when he described Legion to me the first time, and he told me that story of the fact that he once got wiped from existence within the X-Men universe, and then just willed himself back into existence, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you supposed to do with a character where they just turn around to death and go, nah, don't fancy it today? Like, how do you deal with that? Like, a guy that could just turn around to the universe not wanting him to exist anymore and go, nah, I fancy staying alive, to be honest. Like,
Well, he's schizophrenic, so he basically never does that. He does it like twice, and every time they do it, it usually like causes a rift and ends the continuity.
oh, fantastic.
Legion is sort of like a world ender, like Galactus. Right, sort of just like, all right, we're done. We're going to reset the continuity now.
It's Galactica isn't that powerful though, is he?
Galactus is literally like one of the most powerful things in the X-Men universe, or in the Marvel universe.
Right, but like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet is more powerful.
I mean, yes, but like Thanos without the Infinity Gauntlet isn't.
So Thanos by himself, you would say, is not as powerful as
Galactus would eat him for breakfast. Literally.
Okay, so bar the Infinity Gauntlet, who beats Galactica? Anyone?
He's called Galactus. God,
Sorry, Galactus.
Galactica's the Battlestar series.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, sorry, Galactus. Sorry. So bar.
Who beat everyone together.
So if basically
Villains and heroes alike.
So the whole MCU, villains and heroes combined all together into an Ultimate Avengers. Like,
oh yeah, they completely
super
thrash him,
force.
but like it takes multiple planets to take down Galactus.
Jesus.
I think the beginning of Civil War 2 has them just casually take down Galactus. So it really depends on who's writing it, honestly.
How did they take him down in that one then?
I don't remember. They just sort of do it. Because the point of that
How
is
did you take down the most
Captain
powerful
Marvel's
being
gone a
in the
bit
universe?
nuts
Yeah,
again.
did it?
I mean, there was a way more powerful entity on Earth at that point. Because Civil War 2 is about... I'm just going to reference the original Civil War and who killed Captain America, just so I can relink those again for like the fifth time.
Would this be the fifth
The
time?
beginning of Civil War 2 is someone says, hey, Galactus is going to attack, and then Galactus attacks. And they're like, oh, he predicted that. And they're like, oh, Thanos is doing something. And they go and stop Thanos, and like, oh, he's right again. And they keep going through predictions that end up to be correct.
Right.
And Captain Marvel's like, we should use this guy to like stop crime, you know? And Tony's like, no. We can't punish people before they do the crime.
Yeah.
Oh, is that literally how Civil War originally started?
Civil War 2.
Oh, that's how Civil War 2 started. Right, okay.
Right? And when Tony Stark is telling you you're being an authoritarian,
Yeah.
you should cut that out.
You should probably cut it out, yeah.
But that's Captain Marvel for you. Horribly unlikable.
Are we talking about
Even
the
in the
character in the
comics?
movies or the comic books?
I'm saying Captain Marvel. Ms. Marvel, less so.
Right.
Still
Oh,
frequently
two
unlikable,
different-
but like less frequently unlikable.
Is it just because
They're two
Captain
different
Marvel's so
characters?
goddamn stubborn?
No, it's Carol Danvers?
Yeah.
Cara Danvers is Supergirl, yeah. Sorry.
No,
I
yeah,
hate
that's
that.
Supergirl, yeah.
I hate that so much. And Cara Danvers is Captain Marvel. Cara Danvers is Supergirl. And Supergirl is pretty cool.
Why are they so similar?
I
in name?
don't know.
Reasons.
They literally just copy each other? Or one copied the other?
One's DC,
Maybe.
one's MC.
They are both blonde flying people with lasers.
That had to be like a copy.
Yeah, maybe.
A little
That's,
bit.
that's
Oh,
way
and they're both
too
aliens
coincidental.
too.
They're both aliens
way
that have
too
superpowers
coincidental.
and are practically indestructible and ridiculously OP.
I mean, Supergirl is stronger than Superman.
Is she?
Yeah, like, if you look at her objective stats, she absorbs solar radiation better than Kal-El does.
Ah,
So
What, because
she
she's
just
younger?
No, she's just better at it.
Oh.
Just happens to be. So because of that, she just ends up objectively stronger.
Is
She's just
that,
better at it.
could that be
Because he
a,
had
could that
25 years.
could that be an argument for why Zod is so much better than Superman and Man of Steel?
I mean, it could be.
Because like he picks up like all the stuff from Earth so much quicker than obviously.
We have had this argument so many times, and I think we've already done it on the podcast.
Have we?
Yes. Zod could literally have just been in front of a different yellow sun, Matt. He doesn't have to have been to Earth.
Oh wait, yeah, we said that. Yeah. Okay, actually, no, that's true. Yeah.
It's just doable. Also, it is like pretty common that Superman is crap with his abilities
Yeah.
until he's like proper Superman. And then he's always good. He's like a Boy Scout. But who doesn't like Superman? I mean, honestly, you gotta be a real boring guy to not like Superman.
I don't like Superman.
Well, yeah, but I mean that says a lot about you, doesn't it?
Probably.
How do
What
you not
makes
like
Superman
a man
so great?
who's burdened with such responsibility, yet must do what is right?
Well, it
You just
depends on the
described,
Superman.
like 40
to be honest.
different characters.
No. Superman's different.
He has
How
burdens
he's
unlike anyone
cool.
else, Josh.
Oh, really? So, kind of like Spider-Man then, who's burdened with responsibility and is also cool.
I'm not saying Spider-Man isn't cool, but it's a different kind of scale. Like, Superman is a planetary superhero. Spider-Man is like Queens plus maybe some more of Manhattan.
Okay, but we're talking about, like, just them as a character, right?
Yeah, but like, Superman's got some cool stories. Didn't have a family.
It just sounds like not. Am I missing something? Or?
Yeah, he said he's cool because he doesn't have a family. Because no other comic book superhero has ever not had a family.
Right? And he doesn't get by on his skill or intellect. He gets by on raw strength.
Oh my god.
That is the opposite of Superman, to be fair. He's very frequently like, I mean, he's smarter than Batman. Just, nicer than Batman. Which I think is really Batman's power. It's not that he's the world's greatest detective. It's just that he's the world's greatest cynic. And that enables him to be a detective.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I can kind of get with that.
Oh yeah, Batman's super lame. Fight me.
Oh.
Batman's not
It's
super
like,
lame.
what is Batman? He's the walking definition of pessimism.
I hate Batman for the same reason I hate the Beatles.
They're too popular.
You see, why is Lewis always coming up with these things where he's just out of nowhere? He's like, I hate Batman for the same reason I hate the Beatles. Or he's like,
I'm not wrong though.
Okay, fine. Lewis,
He is
tell us.
right. He does hate Batman for the same reason that he hates the Beatles.
It's the fans. I hate Batman's fans, and you put me off Batman.
What kind of huge Batman fans are there that you know?
It's those people who are like, they go into the YouTube comments of like, there's some Justice League Unlimited video.
Oh,
and it's
God.
like, Batman's plane has been destroyed while they're doing that thing where there's the alien on Earth and it's like expanding and eating all of the things. It's like, it's a pretty good episode. And then Batman falls from the sky and he's really casually just like, I need some air support. I'm falling. I'm going to hit the ground, like now. And he's really calm. Just as he's about to hit the ground, he gets rescued. And he knows he's going to be rescued. And then in the comments, there's always something like, Batman does the thing because he's Batman. It's like, oh god, shut up. Shut up.
I want them all to have said it
Because
exactly
he's
like that
Batman is the most overused joke that just makes me hate anyone who says it.
Why? Because he's Batman.
Right? Like, I'm convinced that how it should have ended has caused this.
Yeah.
Right?
You can
Because I
still
think
like
it's been said for
Batman, though.
years, but they just popularized it. And now, whenever I see Batman, I'm just like,
Batman.
your fans are ruining you, man. Your fans are ruining you.
You can separate it.
Yeah, like, when I'm watching a Batman thing or I'm looking at a Batman thing, like, yeah, I can usually separate it. But if just conceptually I hate Batman in my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a shame.
Also, Batman's villains bore me. Which is like 90% of Batman, so I don't really care anymore, Like, the Joker, he's so wacky and scary sometimes. Like, ooh. Like, how many times has the Joker been done? 1,000! And my favourite one?
Tell me.
It was the Suicide Squad Joker. I mean, who would not laugh
You gotta love
that
him.
interpretation of the Joker?
You gotta love him.
The problem is the Joker is also not a bad character, but is equally ruined by its fans.
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Basically, guys, stop enjoying things publicly. Do them privately. Say you like them. Say that they're pretty good. Give you critiques. But, like, stop a bit.
Just a little bit.
Please. Chill.
Don't completely cease, but Yeah,
just
maybe.
like if you think you have a funny joke, check if someone else has made it, and then tell them to not make that joke because someone else has literally made that joke 5 minutes ago.
Check out this life
Before they made it. Every time someone thinks they have a funny joke, they don't. And this includes me, and this includes you, and it's every single person on the planet, right? But on an internet forum, it's worse.
Now it just reminds me of, was it Game Grumps with Yoda?
Yeah.
God, I hate Baby Yoda too for the same goddamn reason.
Not with Baby Yoda,
Get
but
that little
like,
rat thing out of my goddamn face.
It's the
You
Game
can talk
Grumps.
about real Yoda
It's
now.
the Game Grumps episode where it's like funny joke.
I remember that.
I don't.
Keep references
Was that
in
with
motion.
Yoda? I think it was with Yoda.
Yeah, it was joke
Yeah.
Yoda.
Yeah, it was joke Yoda. That killed me when I was younger.
Yeah, same. That was fun.
So we're all in agreement. We're going to stop saying, because I'm Batman.
Nope.
Everyone
Nope.
in the world on Reddit,
Say
we're
it
agreed,
more,
right?
Please.
No, one person's allowed to say it per thread.
We have to
Every
allocate who that
person has
person is
to
ahead
say
of time.
If someone has said it, you're not allowed to say it anymore. And if you say it in like a child comment, it doesn't count. It's got to be a main comment.
Okay. How about this rule? If you see someone that said it already, you have to
Don't
say
say
it.
it. No,
you have
it's the
to
opposite
say
of what I want.
Okay, fine. But let's meet in the middle. If you see at least 2 people that said it, you have to say it.
How about if you think if someone else has said it, and then don't say it.
Bwam.
I just,
Okay,
Mind
I
explosion.
see where you're going, but how
but how about the opposite of that?
But how about? Okay, I see you don't want people to be saying it, but I'll make you an offer. 3
What if they
people,
say it.
at least 3 people, you have to have seen.
If the
Make
entire
the
comment
comment,
section
and then
is
you have
because
to.
I'm Batman, I give you
Yes.
my blessing to post because I'm Batman.
I think we've. I
But then and
we've
only then.
met a nice middle ground there.
We
was
did a good
mushroom
compromise,
business.
guys. I'm proud of us.
And you're not then allowed to defend Batman's absolutely terrible actions.
Okay,
Like
now
him
you're just
hitting his
adding
own
more
son.
stuff to this deal.
Well, no, I mean, like, you can't really defend Batman's actions if they're saying because I'm Batman. That's fine, right? But, like, you
It's a
can't
valid
genuinely
defense.
think Batman's a good person because he kind of is a terrible human being.
He's messed up.
Right? Like, he's really broken. Don't aspire to be Batman. Don't aspire to be the Joker. Don't aspire to be Rick. Really don't aspire to be Rick.
What about Morty?
He's alright.
You can be Morty, but just don't try to be Rick.
Morty's like like the in-between between Jerry and Rick.
What about
right?
Mr. Meeseeks?
I like Mr. Meeseeks, but I also, for the same reason, if I see a Mr. Meeseeks joke, I hate it. Like, I'm not as, like, opposed to it, but I'm just like, don't kill the joke. Can we just not kill the joke? Like, Pickle Rick was, like, it was a joke that was, like, yeah, it wasn't greatly funny, but, like, you killed it on arrival by saying it constantly.
Yeah.
Like, guys,
Yeah.
don't just, like, take things slow, things in moderation.
Appreciate the meme. Let it bake. Let it just
Goddamn.
let it
Keanu
marinate.
Reeves, 100% wholesome puppers. Get that shit out of here.
Damn, you really don't like overused memes, do you?
It's not like I don't like overused memes. Thanks for checking that time code, Matt. It's not
Hey,
that I don't
someone's
like
gotta
overused
do
memes.
it.
It's that, like, everyone on Reddit thinks they're so unique and so, like, oh, wow, like, well, not one of those normies on Instagram or Twitter, and, like, everything is from Twitter or Tumblr or Instagram.
I think we really found a sore spot with him, Lewis.
Yeah, you did find a sore spot.
I mean,
with me. You
Josh. We really found
Yeah.
a sore spot with him.
I want to say, by the way, just so we can, like, cover my bases here, like, I don't actually get this angry when I'm like, when I see these, I just scroll past them like any other normal person.
But you've compartmentalised this frustration for so long, it's all just venting out
Oh,
now.
while I'm here, you know, I might as well get aggravated. I got 2 modes. I got pedantic and angry.
I mean, basically, yes.
Can only be one of the two.
I also got sad, but I'm not going to publicly do sad.
It only comes up occasionally.
It only comes up on very rare occurrence,
when Jason kills himself, and I mean Jason Momoa, of course,
or my eulogy. But then you're not actually going to be that sad because you get to do your endorsements.
It's
give me some
true.
money.
That moolah.
What emotion is that for you then? If you only have 3.
Capitalism.
He has another.
His emotions are pedantic, angry, sad, or capitalism.
Capitalism isn't emotion.
It is now.
Sorry, an
It's
emotion.
a state of being.
It's a state of being. I am always capitalist, even though I'm about to. Like, let's be honest here. Has some great merits. I hope you enjoy that bleep, everyone.
Are you Are you serious?
It's a very censored episode.
Literally, if we censor all of this out, people are going to be like, who the hell were they praising earlier? What the hell is Lewis saying has great merits? What's going on here, goddammit? I need to know. The people deserve to know, Lewis.
So does anyone have any pet peeves before we wrap up?
I mean, I'm not a fan of.
I know it's pedantic, and I should understand that you're from a different country, so you obviously won't pronounce it like I do. But my English ear is always having a problem when anyone says anything that's of a British location, but they say it completely wrong, which is becoming increasingly problematic.
Bedfordshire.
Bedford. No, it's not even that. It's like Bedfordshire. It's like the hard R.
I hate it.
Or like Buckingham. Or
What about
Derbyshire,
Leicestershire?
or Worcestershire.
They don't say shire, they say shire.
Worcestershire is Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, it is.
It's Worcestershire.
I can't blame them on that one. That one is
One
wrong.
of my favourites was when Leicester City won the Premier League, and it was Leicester City.
That's pretty good.
That was just fantastic. But like, I know that I know that you're American. And I know that you don't necessarily know how to pronounce it like the British lot do. And I know I should be appreciating of that. But God damn it, my British ear, whenever I hear one of you frickin' Americans saying words like this wrong, it makes me have a slight aneurysm.
Man, they're getting annoyed about some very trivial things here.
You're right, I am. I'm being far
You're
too
taking it
pedantic,
away
aren't
from
I?
Lewis. This is the only thing he's got.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
his job.
stealing his crown right now.
Well, I got things to complain about, Matt.
Oh,
Like
like what? Hey, Jinx.
So
Oh,
I was doing some research earlier,
yeah.
as I do.
Oh, God.
For, I was trying to see if there was, because Josh was saying something about pressure and stuff, and I was checking to see if that was if what he was saying was accurate or if what was the actual reason. And then I gave up because I saw someone using V for velocity like a goddamn ingrate.
That sounds reasonable.
Did you just evolve from a monkey, or are you just that dumb? I mean, come on.
I have no idea
Always
why.
use U for velocity.
I have no idea why this is such a problem, but I'm loving the fact that his pedantic mathematical mind can't handle it.
Here's what you got for velocity, right? You got a U, you got a V, and you got a W. These are the 3 components of a 3-dimensional velocity vector. You know what happens when you start on V? You go V, W, what's next? X? That doesn't work because that's what you use for a position vector. So you've got like VWA. Well, that seems dumb. Why not start on U? Like everyone does.
I still have no idea what he's going on about, but I love it.
No.
Slack jawed fish-eyed apes.
Jesus, this is.
I haven't seen
There's
him
some
this
really strong
pedantically,
feelings.
academically frustrated since he started going on about ancient Rome and their corn grain problem.
500 years. I don't want anyone to call me on this though, because I haven't done enough research. I just know that this is a dumb thing to say. Right? But like, don't ask me anything else in ancient Rome.
Going at him.
Ask Matt instead. He studies it.
I don't, but sure.
Matt, you're the historian. You know all history.
I do.
You should just...
I basically do. In the same way Lewis knows all math.
Yes.
You maths
It's good. You make a good point.
And Josh knows all music.
Again, good point.
He's a complete expert on everything from Handel through to Skrillex.
I mean, I trust Josh's music taste more than I trust yours, Matt. Like, be honest. We've all heard Josh is absolutely trite, but it's way better than Mozart.
I'm sorry.
I mean, this is...
You
There's a
better be
certain amount
goddamn
of
joking there,
subjectivity with
because
this.
Josh's stuff, half the time, is not even classified as sound in my mind.
It's no Vivaldi, Matt. It's no Vivaldi.
What do you mean it's not even classified as sound?
I don't know what the hell it
That
is.
doesn't even make any
sounds-
sense.
It's just...
Absence of sound is a sound, Matt. So either it's always a sound. Everything is a sound, constantly.
It's just noise.
Well, okay, I don't quite agree with that, but
Well, no, technically.
absence
Zero
of
sound
sound
emanating
is
from-
still a sound?
Yeah.
Is that saying 0 is still a number?
Of course, zero is still. What kind of dumb. What is that?
Zero doesn't exist.
That's really. Like. My absence of sound thing has, like, debate to it, but zero is a number. Yes, zero is a number.
I don't think it is.
See, the real philosophical one that actually wants to get at here is that anything to the power of zero is one. Now, that's a philosophical question.
Ooh.
Philosophical?
How do you separate three things into zero groups, Josh?
What?
You got one group. You got one.
Sorry, so the square root of...
That's actually zero factorial is one, but, like, zero to the power of... So anything to the power of zero, also one.
Sorry, what was the original thing you said? The square root of 1?
Nah, don't worry about that. That was a different thing. I
Okay.
mixed them up. But zero factorial is one. So a factorial number is so 1 factorial is 1, 2 factorial is 1 times 2, 3 factorial is 1 times 2 times 3. Right? Well, 0 factorial is 1, obviously.
What?
Yeah.
How could 0 factorial be 1?
Tell me why it isn't.
But you said so factorial is basically what every number up until that number is, in addition to every other one. So, like, 3 factorial is every number before 3 plus 3.
No, it's 1 times 2 times 3.
Oh, sorry, times even. Sorry. So factorial is every number multiplied before it.
Yeah.
So how
Including it.
So how could 0 times 0 be 1?
Ah, that's the trick. You don't multiply anything by it. 0 factorial is like it's a constant, and there's no like.
What do you mean
You
it's a
can't
constant?
divide anything out there. You can't like pull factors out of 0 factorial because there's no factors in there.
Oh, now
You
my head's
literally
just gonna
couldn't pull a
hurt.
1 out of that.
So why
Josh,
is it one?
do you get any of this?
No. I mean, I get that it has, like, nothing to it. There's no information there.
So no, it's nothing to do with this. So what it is a factorial number is the number of permutations there are of that many things. So if you've got 3 things, there are 24 ways you can arrange that. Not 24, sorry, 6. You got 4, there's 24. Because you
Okay.
can constantly swap them out, and it cares about order, right? Well, you've got 0 things. How many ways can you arrange 0 things?
Okay. Yeah,
Come on,
it's
Josh.
1.
How many? There's 1 way to arrange 0 things.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'll do it again for the people at home. There you go. I've arranged them.
What?
Wait, what?
There's 1 way. There's 1 way to arrange 0 things. Hence, 0 factorial is 1.
Okay.
Right, okay.
That's a philosophical question.
Is it?
I feel like I've become more confused now than I was at the start.
Well, it's more philosophical to say how many ways can you arrange a 0 than, like, is 0 a number?
I mean, yeah, that's true.